Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Margaret Ferrier will learn her fate either late this afternoon or tomorrow morning, once the petition closes. If successful, she retains her seat. That will be a huge relief to Hamza Yousaf and the SNP. If, however, the petition has gone over 10% of the population, there will be an election, and that causes a major problem for the SNP. They have chosen a candidate, but Margaret Ferrier has sworn to fight on. This will mean that the independence vote will be split. Labour, already destined to win the seat, will therefore win by a huge margin, and that will humiliate Hamza Yousaf massively. What to do? He could say, OK, if there's an election, let's just get behind Margaret. She's likely to offer a good fight. The people like her, and we could bring her back into the fold. That kind of spits onto the new candidate somewhat, doesn't it? It's a very difficult position, especially as the new candidate hasn't been out campaigning very much. She's of late gone out the last few days, but prior to that she's been keeping a low profile because they don't want to remind people about the petition. They hope to God it doesn't happen. It's a strange position to be in, where you actually don't want an election to get your man or woman into the seat, because you know not only are you going to lose it, you're going to lose it big. Oh dear, what it is to be the leader of the SNP. Let's take a look at this article, see how bad it is for the SNP in general, and how humiliating it will be for Hamza Yousaf in particular. Here goes. So Hamza Yousaf facing humiliation in Rutherglen, fear SNP, as he admits the by-election would be challenging. Challenging. That's his way of expressing the term we're facing an absolute massive defeat that'll be so embarrassing I won't know where to look. Hamza Yousaf is on track for a humiliating by-election defeat if the recall petition to boot Margaret Ferrier is out of office is successful. And like I say, we should know either late today or very early tomorrow. With SNP insiders admitting even they are struggling to get behind their new candidate. Yeah, they got this girl and she isn't very good. This is the problem. Katie Loudon, her name. She was a councillor, but she's not very good. And people in the SNP in the local area are like, oh, well, she's not really up for it. She's not up to snuff. She's not really MP material. But the SNP have got such a small talent pool to pick from. What else have they got? Anyway, the First Minister himself seemed to be paving the way for failure on Saturday when he admitted it would be a challenging campaign for the Nats. Voters in Rutherglen and Hamilton West will find out either today or tomorrow whether they head back to the polls to elect an MP after Ferrier was handed a 30-day common suspension for breaking COVID rules in 2020. And we know if it's 8,100 people sign, she's out. And there will be an election, and we've got to hope. Now, the word on the street is that they have hit the target, but that's only. But they're saying it's expected. It's not definite. It's expected, but they're saying it is incredibly close. But they think they've scraped over the line because Labour have been pushing to get every one of their candidates out there taking them. I know that they've been doing car runs and been spending like a Saturday and going around people's houses going, look, we've got you down as a Labour member, will you come out and sign it? And they've been driving them to these places, getting them to sign it and back. I think the Tories are up for it as well. A lot of Tories have gone up for it. Guarantee the Lib Dems have as well. So makes you wonder how many SNPs have. Anyway, Scottish Labour has been hammering the seat in recent weeks, with candidate Michael Shanks tipped to be the next MP. Ferrier is free to run as an independent, having lost the SNP whip, with Cambuslang councillor Katie Loudon handed the unenviable task of trying to prevent a Labour gain, and will fail miserably. Speaking on Saturday, Mr Yousaf conceded, don't get me wrong, the circumstances are difficult. I think he means impossible. He says they're challenging, there's no get away from that. He stopped well short of predicting an SNP win. He said, merely insisting that there's solid support for his party in the constituency. Solid support, yes, solid, maybe, but not very big. And that's the problem. Labour are going to stroll this. You know, it's going to be nothing to them. They'll be out bang, you know. If Labour don't win it, I'll eat me hat, put it that way. That's assuming that there is the election. Like I say, still don't know, still up in the air, but it is expected to be. All sources have now suggested the Nats could gain as little as 25% of the vote. I suspect possibly even less. Ferrier won the seat in the SNP in 2015, overturning one of the biggest majorities in Scotland to oust Tom Greatorex. However, she was defeated in 2017 by Gerard Killen before returning in the snap election of 2019. It's been a bit ping-pong there then. Ferrier held a majority of over 5,000, but with polls suggesting a Labour revival under Sir Keir Starmer, it seems unlikely that the Nats will win again. One party source quoted the Herald, described the seat as a goner. So the SNP, there she is, wonderful woman, isn't she? Filled with it, breaks the rules that she helped create, and then expects people to sort of put up with it and get away with it. Never mind, you're paying the price now, love. But yeah, I mean, people look at these things. They make instant judgments, and you know, I can't see the SNP winning this, especially if she does stand. She will have her loyalists. They will split the vote, and it will be a stroll in for Labour. Massive majority. I suspect possibly even better than the 5,000 majority that she currently enjoyed. Maybe. I'm not gonna promise anything on that, but I could see it happening. Simply because the SNP candidate isn't known by anyone. Anyway, they added it'll be total thumping. Folk are embarrassed to go out and push for the party. Katie Loud is a good person, but she's not a unifying candidate. A loss would be a major blow to Mr. Yousaf's prestige as leader. And I'm surprised because I'm unaware that he has any. He's got no prestige. He's useless. What is prestigious about Hamza? Think of one thing that he's been a success at. No, I couldn't either. Anyway, the SNP has only lost a seat in parliamentary by-election once, in 2013, when Bill Walker stood down in Dunfermline and Cara Hilton was elected for Labour. The SNP leader is already facing questions over his performance, and the party has lost 2 council by-elections in Lanarkshire this summer, including in nearby East Kilbride. Well, the local feeling on the ground is that the SNP are dying as a force. You can see that certainly in North Lanarkshire, the whole Jordan Linden issue, that is utterly disgusting. And this is all local, so people are aware of it, and they will have lost support there. They'll have lost support simply because they're just looking at what's going wrong. They'll lost support over having Hamza Yousaf, who's just useless as an FM. And then all the other stuff, all the controversies, the sex cases, the financial irregularities, now the COVID inquiries. I can't see the SNP getting even close on this particular election. But, like I say, we'll find out later tonight. So it's one of those, you know, there she is. She's going to go into this, assuming that the by-election is called, she's going to go in this. She'll be like a lamb to the slaughter. She doesn't have a chance. She must know it. He knows it. Everybody knows it. And Michael Shanks, the Labour guy, will be romping home. Anyway, I should stop there and come up. So there we are. Like I say, I'll keep an eye on that. As soon as the news breaks, whether the petition has been successful or not, I'll do the video straight away. And then we'll keep an eye on this. This will be a lovely little story over the next few weeks to see what all the candidates are doing. And then, of course, we'll have the result on the night. So I am looking forward to it. And I hope to God we do get an election out of it, because it will send the message to the fool at Holyrood that people are just fed up with his party and fed up with him and his constant failure. And I'll stop there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see in here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and fingers crossed for tonight or tomorrow morning when we get the result. Bye.